Greetings, Father Joe here, your friendly neighborhood pastor, coming to you from St. Patrick's Church in lovely Highland Mills, New York. Today is Thursday of the 8th week in Ordinary Time, and our thoughts and our prayers are with the people of Ukraine, and we just pray that the Lord will be with them and bring peace to this situation. This does call to mind a couple things as we read through our readings today. St. James, who's been challenging for the last week and a half here, he is kind of giving us a heads up. He says, "Come now, you rich, weep and wail." Now, I know you're going to say, but I'm not rich. Gates is rich. These other people are rich. I am, I'm not anywhere near rich. But there is a relationship that we want to think about. As we go down, it says, "Behold, the wages you withheld from the workers who harvested your fields are crying aloud, and the cries of the harvester have reached the ears of the Lord of hosts." In our society, many of us who live just kind of ordinary lives, we're able to live our lives because some people are being paid next to nothing for their work. And this is something that we need to pray about and ask for the Lord's guidance. If we say, "Oh, but that's not me," the danger here is that we're hardening our hearts. Someone used the expression to me yesterday, do I have a heart of clay or a heart of wax? And I looked at them like, "What are you talking about? That sounds crazy. What is that?" And she said, "The fire of God's love, it heats up our heart. And if our hearts are made of clay, they harden and they become brittle and they are breakable. If our hearts are made of wax, they melt so that our hearts can be filled with the love of God." And so don't respond to this and say, "Well, that doesn't refer to me." Maybe a better thing to say is, how does this refer to me? How can I apply this in my life? Because it gets worse, by the way. It says, "You have condemned, you have murdered the righteous one. He offers no resistance." And again, you can say, "Hey, I haven't condemned the righteous one. I haven't murdered anybody." But we need to look in our lives for times that we have done things like this or things that will lead us to this. In our gospel, Jesus says to his disciples, he says, "Anyone who gives you a cup of water to drink because you belong to Christ, I say to you, they will surely not lose their reward." And you might say, "Wait a minute, you just set the bar higher in St. James. Now you're lowering it to just give somebody a drink of water?" Again, James is speaking to me, to you. Jesus is speaking to his disciples about other people. If you see any good in someone, we need to nurture that. We need to kind of fan those sparks into flame. So we need to acknowledge with other people, we need to acknowledge any good that they're doing, any time that they're moving toward the Lord. But then Jesus says to us, anyone who causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, well, it would be better for them to have a great millstone tied around their neck and get thrown into the sea. And again, you might say, "Well, but I'm not teaching people to sin." Am I making it easier for people to sin? Or am I making it easier for people to turn back to God? Am I there for people when they want to talk about kind of an urge to have metanoia, to have a repentance, to respond to the Lord's call? Or am I ambivalent, or am I just without a care for the other person? Because we are called to be in this relationship. That's what I said at the beginning. Our readings today are all about relationships, our relationships with God, our relationships with other people. God gives us gifts, but the gifts that God is giving to us, they are always used so that we can help bring everyone to heaven. And so maybe that's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Maybe that's the prayer that we need to make today is, am I thinking just about myself, which would be having a heart of clay? Or am I open to God's invitation to maybe share my faith, or to listen to other people, or to be responsible for the people who work for nothing, and then we can buy nice things because people elsewhere in the world, or people in this country, are not paid enough. So it's a difficult question to ask, but it's important, and if we can do that with an open heart, God will lead us. God bless you. And again, pray for the people of Ukraine.